All right, we're ready to continue on with Arkansas. We'll ask Coach Musselman for some general thoughts and then take questions just for the student athletes, excuse them, and then we'll finish up with the coach. Coach Musselman?
I mean, obviously, we played a very good first half and a poor second half. Give Texas A&M credit for their second half play. And then, the biggest theme heading into the game was rebounding the basketball. And obviously, 26-43, we did not rebound the ball. And second half, the 7-0 foul count took away our aggressiveness, I thought, defensively. But again, I give A&M, total credit for how hard they played and for changing the complexion of the game in the last 20 minutes of play.
All right, let's take questions just for the student athletes. If you'll raise your hand, and let's start right on the front row.
Hey, this for Jordan first. Jordan, that was you hit the bank shot to give you guys 13-point lead. I remember thinking, well, if that shot goes in, it's good. You guys are probably going to win. And could you maybe describe the feeling after you hit that shot? And I guess Hog Stats, who does a great job with stats, the Arkansas won 78 straight when they led by 13 or more. So how tough was that? Maybe, Anthony, if you could answer that after Jordan does.
Obviously, it was a good feeling to make the shot, to be able to have that lead going into halftime. When we got to halftime, I felt like we stressed, coming out and being aggressive defensively and rebounding the ball at a higher rate than we did in the first half. And that was kind of our main focus going into it. We just hoped that we could take advantage of that.
Did you want Jordan to respond to that? All right, Anthony, I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay, Anthony.
That's kind of what we've been doing all year. And the last time we played them, we did the same thing. So we just got to stop doing that.
Raise your hand if you have other questions for either of the student athletes. All right, let's go back to Bob.
I know it's disappointing now, obviously, but you guys are going to get good news Sunday. You're going to be in the NCAA tournament. You're going to get sent someplace and get to be part of March Madness. How good is that? Because some teams, they lose in the conference tournament, they're done. You guys obviously have another tournament to look forward to. What are your thoughts on that? Maybe Jordan and then Anthony.
Jordan?
I feel like one of the main focuses going into college basketball is, being able to compete at the highest level, which is March Madness. Some say it's the greatest feeling you could have in your life, and I'm just glad that we have a chance to be able to, get there, and I'm just excited for it, I guess.
Anthony?
It's good that we got another tournament to play in. Hopefully, on Sunday, we'll see that. But, that's kind of been our expectation, to be honest, so it's not really, no.
All right, you got time for maybe one more for either student athletes? Anyone? Okay, Bob, last question.
I guess for both guys, you guys shot 54% in the first half, about 30% in the second half. I know you're getting transition in the first half, but what did you feel offensively? What was the difference in shooting? The difference in the percentage. Maybe Jordan and Anthony could take that.
Let's get Anthony go first.
Okay, that's fine. You're the man, Claude.
I think we took better shots in the first half and just easier shots, just high-level shots. And then the second half, they just started flying around in defense, and we just got to throwing the ball away and missing shots.
And Jordan?
Yeah, I feel like we started the game off real aggressive, following the game plan, taking advantage of their weaknesses. I feel like when it came to the second half, we kind of let that slip. We weren't as aggressive. We were settling a little bit more. I felt like, we could have took advantage a little bit better, but, yeah.
All right, we'll excuse the student athletes. You can return to the locker room. Thank you. And we'll continue on with Coach Musselman, if you'll raise your hand, and we'll get a microphone to you. Let's start right on the front, on the middle.
Coach, despite the loss, you certainly seem to have this team poised in this tournament to come in and actually, make some noise and do something. What's the message like? This is certainly one of your younger teams. So what's the message going to be this week, getting them ready for the big dance?
Yeah, I haven't thought about that yet. I do know that it's the first time since 2008, 18 years since Arkansas has made 3 straight NCAA tournament. So, but we are a young team, and you know, every game has its own theme and style to what happens, and so does every team each year. You know, historically we've been really good in the second half. This season we have not been very good in the second half of games. So we'll dissect this game tonight and tomorrow, and you know, the players will be off tomorrow, and then we'll wait and see who we play and where we play, and at that point we'll start in preparation, both scheme-wise and then also mentally. You know, some of the things that we have to do to get ready to play and win and try to advance in you know, maybe the greatest sporting event that there is in the NCAA tournament.
All right, next question. Let's go right to the front row.
Eric, you know, you guys shot 54 in the first half, 30 in the second half, and Nick was 5 for 10, then 1 for 10. What did you see the difference team-wise and then with Nick shooting-wise?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Nick, you know, 1 for 10 is you know, that's 9 of our missed second half shots, and you know, it wasn't just Nick. I mean, across the board, we really struggled to put the ball in the basket in the second half. So it's not the first time it's happened in the second half. We're young. I mean, that's halftime speech has been the same for the last 8 years. So adjustment's been the same. We're just we're a young team, and you know, winning and closing games is it's not easy for teams. That tonight was an example of that again for us.
Next question. All right, go ahead.
Eric, you know, they've been A&M leads the nation in free throws attempted, free throws made. They didn't attempt a free throw until like 2:24 left in the first half, and then they got to the line a lot in the second. What do you think was the difference? And you alluded, I think the first 7 fouls of that second half, I think, were called on you guys. If you could elaborate on that a little bit. I'm not asking you to criticize the officiating, just the impact that had, and just the fact they were able to get to the line, which is their game.
Yeah, I mean, we you know, we didn't have a lot of prep time, obviously. You know, because by the time we got back last night, you know, and having played yesterday, it does have an effect on you for sure. But playing with great discipline and not reaching and trying to go vertical was a game plan that I thought we did a pretty good job in both halves. But I thought the first half it was physical on both ends of the floor. And again, I mean, it's Texas A&M beat us, you know, but if you get down 7-0 in the foul count at any level, whether it's CYO, college, the NBA, it affects your aggressiveness defensively, especially a team that shoots foul shots percentage-wise as well as Texas A&M has all season long. They're a great free throw shooting team and a great free throw attempt team. So certainly that, you know, affected because we did not want to put them on the foul line. And so that did have an effect on us, and I thought we did a phenomenal job blocking 11 shots. I thought we did a really good job of protecting the rim. But again, they played a great second half, led by Taylor. I thought his second half was phenomenal, you know. And we had some guys not play great second halves, and there goes the outcome.
Other questions? All right. Bob, take another one.
Yeah, Eric, I know it's disappointing, and I know you hate losing, but you know, there's some teams that, like North Carolina, open the year #1. They may not make the tournament. Some other teams, you know, Michigan. You guys have had an up and down year with the young team, battling a lot of injuries. But the bottom line is you're going to be in the tournament, and I think you're a pretty dangerous team. Just kind of how do you feel about all the stuff you guys had to deal with, and you're still going to be in the tournament and have another, you know, shot to play?
Yeah, Bob, I mean, you know, this league is, you know, It's really hard. It's really competitive. Great talent. A lot of NBA players play in this league. Great coaches in this league. So, you know, hopefully we've learned throughout, even tonight. I mean, I hope that you know, the 6 freshmen and the new guy, I hope we learn something tonight that we can discuss and try to get better at. But this, you know, this stings. I mean, A&M is a really good team. They were the 2nd seed, and for much of the game, you know, we had a lead. I mean, we had a lead for 27 minutes or whatever. I think we led 75 out of the 80 minutes that we played them in the 2 other games. So, you know, we've proven that we can play with anybody. Both our Alabama games were extremely close. And then as far as the tournament, I mean, you know, certainly, again, first time in 18 years with a program like Arkansas that's been to 3 straight NCAAs. But as a competitor, I mean, I think you have to let this game sink in before we turn the page. I'm not going to really start thinking about the tournament until we know who we play and where we play. And, you know, I'm going to look into this game and see how we can get better.
All right, we'll take one more question if anybody has one. Last call. You go. All right, one quick one. Go.
I can't waste them. They spent a lot of money sending me here. Eric, you know, Ricky didn't have a good scoring game. How tough is it for you guys to win when he struggles? And kind of what do you think led to his struggles?
Yeah, I mean, certainly the 2 fouls that he had in the first half, and normally I don't play a player when he has 2 fouls. I did put him back to try to help him get going a little bit, but we need Ricky to score. You know, he's been our leading scorer all season long, and you know, tonight, again, just the foul trouble. You know, I thought affected his aggressiveness.
All right, thank you.
Thanks a lot.